Flip the script.
Well, what I remember is that Lee was really, really worried about what he had up in the little visors. The sun blockers.
CDs?
What? CDs?
Not so, my friend.
Burn CDs?
You could burn them, but they weren't CDs.
Unacceptable.
But thank God the cop didn't search the sun visors. But yeah, to make a long story short, he gave me a ticket for being out past the curfew. I actually had to go to traffic court, and I had to take my guardian with me.
I only have one more of those to do in my lifetime. You only get 5 in your whole life, and I can only do one more traffic school.
I hope people listening are learning from our mistakes.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Put it this way: I suck at driving. I'm too reckless, but you know what? Had fun. And that's all that matters.
You only have one life to live.
Exactly.
Just like
Don't
Shoji
take anybody
said.
else's.
Yes,
No.
just like Shoji said, you got to pass on the knowledge so everybody can learn from everybody else's mistakes. And
Yeah.
Don't drink too many different kinds of beers in one night.
Or
Exactly.
liquors
That
with
was
beers.
Yeah.
and that's the end. That's basically the end of my war
Watch
story.
out for Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs can be.
Where you learned that from?
And redheaded sluts.
No.
Last time I had Jaeger bombs, I basically almost passed out in the car. I could not drive. You know when you get so drunk, your ears start ringing and you cannot.
Yes.
You
And
cannot.
while
right
he's
now.
dancing, you have to
No.
freaking follow it.
Actually,
Yes.
actually, you guys,
dance.
you guys will know when I'm really drunk because when I get really, really drunk, I lose the ability to speak. And I think probably the best part of me is my ability to speak because there's a lot of good things that come out of my mouth. Not always the nicest
vomit
things
when you're drunk,
but sometimes they're funny. But you know, there's been many a times where I've drank so much that I've actually got drunk. I remember once I went to go see one of my friends up in University of Florida in Gainesville, and we were seeing his girlfriend that night. We were staying at their apartment, and basically, you know, he got done having a little interlude with her, and he comes out, and all he sees is a pyramid of beer cans in front of me. And I can't speak. I just give him the thumbs up, the Captain Harlock thumbs up, and they're basically, you know, that was basically the end of that. But I mean, alcohol is one of those. It's a rite of passage. It's a fun thing. Everybody has stupid stories. Everybody does.
Yeah, I didn't
stupid
get to my
crap.
war story, man.
And I would, last
War
but not
story.
least, I'd like to hear
Some.
Boiwondr's story. I hope it's the chicken.
It is the chicken sandwich story.
Because that might be the classic right
and
there.
Lee Majors is going to help me tell this story.
Before I
he
pass
remembers it better than I do.
Before I pass it off to Boiwondr, let me just say that let me just give a tip for everybody out there listening right now. My favorite drink right now, I'm gonna put y'all on, is Bacardi Raz. That's the raspberry flavor. And you take raspberry iced tea. You mix those two things together.
What?
It is like swallowing a Jolly Rancher in your mouth.
Yeah, it is.
So don't front, because when you try a glass or two, you will be effed up.
Yeah, I remember sitting in Tampa waiting to go to the N1 mixtape tour and just sitting there in a Cadillac Escalade watching Akira.
Oh Lord!
No,
Yeah.
it was Ava.
No, that's right. Oh, it was Ava. Oh, the greatest
was on
movie
the way
ever
home.
known to man.
Your mouth.
Picture this. No, picture this. It's Tampa, Florida, on a Sunday or something like that, and it was like 80 degrees out, but we're sitting in a Cadillac Escalade watching that. But other than that, let's go to the man, the myth, the legend, the Panamanian Cyclone.
I just want to say, y'all full of crap. Hate on Evangelion every other day.
Shut up.
We're talking about alcohol.
Shut up.
It's called a running gag.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Dude.
All right.
Baloney.
All right. I'm sorry. Am I on?
Baloney.
Are you on?
Okay. Wait. All right. So yeah, my war story involves Bacardi, but not Raz. Bacardi Limon. And
Limon.
The player 2 of Bacardi.
Limon. I remember passing that sucker around in hot tub with the ladies.
But I was hanging out with Lee one night, and we were at a friend's house, and I had never had Bacardi before, and I had some Limon with Sprite, and it was about 80% Limon, 20% Sprite, and I had about 6 glasses of that stuff.
Just to mention, you had poured your own drink too.
That's right, which was my downfall, because I just didn't
Always
know.
have a professional bartender handling your drinks.
That's why I went to many years of bartending school.
But basically, after about 6 or 7 drinks, including a couple of screwdrivers, sitting on the couch, and I realized that I couldn't feel my face anymore, and
That's a great feeling.
that was pretty bad. And I'm in a complete stranger's house. I was a friend of a friend, and Lee had a girlfriend at the time. And they went into the bathroom for some shenanigans, I think. I don't know. I can't even remember. I do remember going up to the door and just banging on the door.
Probably read the Bible, did
I
read
banged
some
on the
songs.
door and I was just like, "You guys have some good sex,
You read
man."
some-
Yeah.
You read some
All right.
I remember that.
But
they read Psalms. 35
basically,
verse 26.
let me just wrap this up real quick. What the funniest thing about it was that at one point I realized I found myself in the back of a car. I don't know how I got down the steps, and they went to a drive-through, and I was in the back seat all laid out, and they got some chicken sandwiches. And I held on to my chicken sandwich. We went back to the apartment, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch with a chicken sandwich in my hand. And at one point, Majors tried to take the chicken sandwich from me. It looked like I had passed out, but the story is that when he tried to pull the sandwich from my hand, I started growling. So he left me alone, and I couldn't go home. I was still living at home with Mama, and I couldn't go home, messed up and plastic like that. So I ended up sleeping on Majors' floor. When I woke up the next day, I still had the chicken sandwich in my hand. So yeah, and I decided to just warm it up and try and have that for breakfast. But I was so hungover that didn't stay down. But about 2 hours later, I had to be at work, and it was a tough day.
Oh,
so
That's what you call a trooper. But go ahead.
it was bad because when I finally did get home, my mom she could tell I was hungover. She was like, "You've been drinking?" It's bad when your parents know that you've been drinking.
I hate it when
that's
every
bad
time I
news.
leave the house, like, there goes the alcoholic.
That's a separate
Which-
topic with my parents.
All
Which
right,
brings it back to Show, because he never got a chance to tell us one of his war stories. So
God, I
to
almost
close out the segment, go ahead and
feel
tell us
bad
your
for
war
leaving
story.
this up.
Go ahead.
I guess the only really war story I have, since I'm a lightweight compared to these guys, apparently, because I can't remember ever defending a chicken sandwich or like projectile vomiting black licorice out into a kitchen. But I guess I'll finish off with my war story being a lesson. If there's any lesson I can give you guys, if there's a favorite beer, you guys, and I hope that we, try to open your eyes to the different kinds out there, is try to stick to the one beer you enjoy.
Exactly.
Because there's just one lesson I can give you guys: do not mix beers
No,
as you
don't
go,
do it.
progress through the night. I learned this lesson the hard way when I think I started out. Me and a friend, I guess we were going out the night of town. We had started out with some Amberbach, and then we apparently finished off their stock of Amberbach. And then we moved on to all we have now is Bud Light. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of you people out there probably like that beer, but that is poison to me.
Swill.
If I can see through it, if it's looks like piss, it's not something I care to drink. I like my dark beers,
Lagers.
And when I said, all right, fine, I guess I'll have some Bud Lights. I had a couple of those. I already had about 3 or 4, Amberbachs. And then when that place closed down, we decided to move to, the local bar, play some pool, play some darts. I think I had a couple of, what did I have there? Newcastle, because once again, that's my beer that hold near and dear to my heart.
Amen.
That's my baby. Very smooth beer. So any of you guys have never had that beer, please try Newcastle.
They're not a sponsor, but we'd like them to be.
Yes. Where's my free beer?
Hint,
Exactly.
wink,
But I had a couple of those, and then my friend decided to say, okay, because Newcastle's not cheap. It's quite expensive.
No.
And I said, well, why don't you have some Pabst Blue Ribbon?
PBR.
PBR. And apparently that and, what's that, Steel?
Oh, Steel Reserve.
Those are the bottom of the barrel beers.
Actually, to be honest with you, I'd have to say that Steel Reserve is the bottom of the beer of the beer hierarchy. Oh my God.
But
I would say Steel Reserve, probably Schaefer. because I remember Schaefer back in the day, especially in college, and then PBR. But
So I decided to go ahead and have me some PBR because it was cheaper. I must have mixed like 4 or 5 different drinks. I can't remember them all. I mean, I was feeling good, but holy Jesus Christ, man. This was not...
It's holy.
This is not a sick to the stomach alcoholic type sickness. This was true sickness I was feeling. I was sober enough to realize that this does not feel good. This was a mistake. And I must have spent hours sitting in front of the porcelain throne, vomiting, making friends to it.
St. John.
You just letting loose all that was the contents of my stomach into this toilet, realizing that this did not feel good. And let me just also say that stuff did not just exit my mouth. Yes.
Too much alcohol will give
That's
you the
how
shits.
you end a segment.
Yeah, so
Exactly, that's how you end the segment.
I just want to say that if I can say anything is please do not mix up your beverages. But let me go ahead and end the alcoholic topic with this. In case you people did not notice that Neo here is also a big fan of alcohol, and he was cool enough. He was cool enough to go ahead and let my topic go into his topic. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him close this one out. So go ahead, Neo. You let everybody know how they can contact us and stuff.
Oh, no problem. Well, I would like to say, though, if you seriously do have a problem with alcohol, you should always go to Alcoholics Anonymous, because they have a 12-step program that will actually help you. And even though I was court ordered to do it, it's actually kind of enlightening, but I don't believe any of it. But
I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem, but the state of Florida says I do, so I have to get out of this. But on that last thing, we hope you enjoyed this last segment. I think it's something that everybody can actually relate to. But once again, we tell you to go to our main site, which is fts.podshow.com. And then we're also on MySpace, like everyone else is.
Everyone.
Even your mother.
Your mom and your dad, your uncle, your sister.
That would be very disturbing if I saw that. Because if I have to sit there and see Swinger under my mom, I think I'd frickin' puke inside. But but actually, our site on MySpace is myspace.com. No! Oh, no. All right. It's actually, our MySpace page is myspace.com/FTS Shinjuku. And always, we're part of the Old School Gamers Network, probably up until next week, and then we'll get kicked off. But it's osgnetwork.com. And once again, we also now have added an email, so you can sit there and tell us how bad we suck, or how stupid we are, and you know how gay Dr. Encyclopedia Blaq can be at ftsshow@hotmail.com. Once again, that's ftsshow@hotmail.com. Talk to you later. Bye.
I'm playing a game with you. Montana! Cleaner, give me my whiskey!
Good day, sir!
Flip the Script is a Shinjuku Station production.
I said good day!
I like them niggas. I like them niggas.